We are held responsible for every action, thought, and feeling, which is to say, for every intention. It is therefore wise for us to become aware of the many intentions that inform our experience, to sort out which intentions produce which effects, and to choose our intentions according to the effects that we desire to produce. Now, in saying this, I'm sure some of you may be confused, but I can assure you that it's not as complicated as it seems. Put simply, based on experience that us as humans have had in the past, we make choices to reach an outcome that we desire. Whether it be good or bad, the point being that we've all utilized cause and effect in some point or some effect in the matter. For Mr. Mummer, example, Mr. Mummer assigns us lots of speeches and lots of homework in order to sharpen our skills. His drive to teach us being his cause, and the homework that he assigns the effect. And just to make it a little easier on myself, I've shortened cause and effect analysis to C&E, which is a term you might hear later on in the speech or see in our presentation. And now that the basics are understood, let's turn to our chapter. Now, what is C&E analysis? It is the ability to analyze some situations and what happens as a result. Usually following a chronological order, the causes usually preceding the effects. I've discovered that it is used for four main purposes: in order to inform, to entertain, to speculate, and to argue. And using any form of cause and effect analysis can make your essay seem more skillful, or it can make you write more confidently. But things that you need to watch out for or pay special attention to are your subject, your process, your thesis, your analysis, and your organization method. And all these things will be able to allow you to portray what you want to more clearly. And different authors use different methods, such as some authors using only cause, which makes them think critically about the situations and the effects. And some may reveal situations in different events. Let's say Aaron woke up in the morning, first event. Aaron got ready, second event. Aaron had a good day at school because he got ready. And keep going down until you reach the end of his day, down the rabbit hole. And using this, it can make your essay seem more organized and more professionally written. It'll give you that delicious feeling, you know what I mean? And even if you're inexperienced, you should definitely try using it out. Now, turning to Aaron, he has something to say about the readings that we were given.
Now, essay talk. When thinking about cause and effect, what comes to mind? Work, school, any other occupation? No. Cause and effect happens to everybody in real time, everywhere around the world. It just only depends on what happens and what the end result is. An example we can use is Google. Google is our best creation yet as human beings, as far as technology goes. Nowadays, the attention span for younger kids and young adolescents has gone down to almost none in the past years since Google has been around. Now, with that said, let's break it down for a little bit. Google, being our cause, its effect would be that it's making our next younger generation slightly more attention deficit. Let's use that term. Anyways, since that's the case, my example is to actually show you what cause and effect has on in the real world, basically, which goes on to my next talk. Using cause and effect in the real life. Now, as we use cause and effect in the real life, it affects everything we do, such as from what we do in the morning, like when we wake up, to thinking about what to eat, to thinking about what to do. Cause and effect is everywhere. And the way how we can compare cause and effect to us and just thinking about cause and effect logically is by thinking about Isaac Newton's laws of motion, particularly his third law, which states that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. With that said, everything we do has a certain type of specific consequence. Let's use this as an example. Two people that are playing sport, or that are watching a sports game, they both get into a discussion. Now, the discussion can go from someone saying, "Oh, this team is better than all these other teams. Every other team is trash," And it all now the effect would be in that situation is the other person's action, their final action. Whatever their final action is the effect. Cause would be someone asking or someone stating something that could be false information or that could be highly controversial. And the effect would be whatever the other person does or says. It's all up to them. Now I will turn to Daniel to recap what we just went over.
Alright. Wait, I have to do real life. So continuing on real life. When people nowadays all have access to the internet, and the internet gives us a lot of access to many things, so you would think it's good, but it's not. It gets you distracted. It doesn't help you turn in good work. So if you so say you go home and you listen to music, right? And then you do your homework at the same time. It's doable, but then you start texting your friends at the same time, and you're multitasking. That doesn't really work out. You turn in poor quality work. So you're multitasking, trying to do all this work stuff at the same time, and the effect is you're turning in poor quality work, and that's the gist of another real life implication. Now, to recap over what we all went through, Andy went over how cause and effect, what it is, and how you can implement it, and how it creates your own writing style. Aaron went on to say how you see cause and effect in real life. And how, say you try to say, what did you say?
How it affects everyone and everything.
Oh yeah, how it affects everyone and everything. Like, you use the example of Newton law. Yeah, in real life. Okay, that's it. Thank you,
Bro, you didn't let me do anything. You were just saying go.